Just yesterday, I was at the pool wearing one of my new favorite swim cover ups. And I'd not been in the pool more than 2 minutes before my best friend was like, "Oh my God, I love your shirt. Where did you get it?" And I was so excited to tell her where I got it. But if that exact situation had happened to me like a month ago, I would have launched into a customer service nightmare tirade. Today, I want to talk to you about why I didn't do that. And a really important question you always want to include in customer service so that you can get the glowing recommendation and not have somebody raging about you at the local pool. Want to learn how? Let's do it. Welcome to the Establish Yourself podcast, the show that helps coaches and consultants get clear on how to talk about what you do, simplify your offers, and have more fun in your business and beyond. I'm Annie Franceschi, brand strategist, author, former Disney storyteller, and forever Muppet fan. I'm here to help you clarify your message, package your expertise, and streamline your systems to grow a business you actually enjoy. If you're ready for less confusion and more magic, it's time to establish yourself. Yeah, so just yesterday I was getting in the pool and I was wearing my new color of this amazing swim shirt called the Nashi. I first learned about the Dashi from, the joy of targeted ads. It's actually a company in Australia that makes these swim shirts that don't look like your traditional sort of rash guard. That's where the name comes from, not a rashy nashi. And they're really beautiful and they look like beautiful button ups. And I got my first one this summer and I actually ordered two. And while I love the product, the process of buying and exchanging a shirt was an absolute nightmare. So, why did I start the show telling you how excited I was to recommend the shirt given I had this nightmare? Well, it's all about how it got resolved. And that's what I want to talk to you about as a service based business owner. I don't think there's enough conversation about this. I think too many shows, too many posts are all about getting clients, and there's not as much as often about serving clients. And the clients you currently have and the ones you've recently worked with are your best advocates, and they're the people most likely to come back and work with you again. But often we don't think about what are the things we need to be doing to turn a one time client into a lifelong fan. And what I experienced with trying to exchange a Nashi reminded me of this and what I want to pass on to you today, which is the very simple and really valuable step of asking for feedback, of making yourself available for it. I'm going to share what my go to question is for this, but I'm going to share with you a little bit of what happened with this Nashi drama and why I ended up on the good side of it. So I bought two of these shirts in June. And one looked amazing. It was their long sleeve white with light blue stripes. And then I ordered their short sleeve navy. And oh my God, I looked like a hospital orderly. I did not look cute. It was a problem. And so literally the day I got it, I was like, "Hey, I want to go try to return it." And I realized that their automated like return wizard, they had advertised, "Hey, free and instant returns, 30-day returns, no problem." Turns out that's not true. That process is really messed up because here's what happened. I went through their wizard to like initiate a return and they were like, "Oh, did you remove the tags?" And I was like, "Yeah," because the shirt that I got, literally the tag was wrapped around one of the buttons. So it appeared I couldn't even try the shirt on without removing the tag. And there was no warning on the tag. Come to find out in the fine print, you can't return anything you've removed a tag from. Oy. So then I have to go on a homework assignment to reach out to a Nashi customer service person and explain what happened. And here's where the story starts to get better. Is I was greeted by a woman named Beverly and she couldn't have been nicer. And it was her tone and her willingness to hear my experience and hear how she could help me and to work with me, whatever was going on with me. And I was really blown away by that because I was pretty ticked at this point that because what I came to find out is that a lot of their processes around their returns are a mess. They're probably still a mess and they need help. So why am I still a fan? Well, I'm getting there. So Beverly led me through a process where I had to like take pictures of it, but she approved my return. I went to try to return it and she was like, "Yeah, we've approved it, but you have to pay for the postage." And I had to literally go and like get my own packaging, put my own label together. I had to pay $13 to ship it back to them. Long story short, it took me a month to just exchange a shirt for a different style. And I remember feeling really frustrated by that because I felt like there's a real disconnect between how they message their return and exchange policy on their website and how it actually is. Because it really was so difficult for a shirt that you like can't go try on in person. It's a mostly online company, at least here in the United States. So anyway, when we led through this whole process and I finally got the shirt I wanted, the long sleeve pink one, which is super cute, I reached out to her and I said, "Hey, Beverly, you've been really helpful in this process, but I just need to pass on some feedback to you." And I imparted to them some wisdom that I've gained in more than a decade of having client experience questions and having a client experience myself. I was like, there is a lot of friction in this process. Like, hey, no worries. I get you may not want to restock the shirt, but like if you're not going to take a shirt back because a tag has been removed, what's common, at least here in the United States, is to warn you on the tag. Like, yeah, you technically have it buried on one of the pages on the website, but if it's not on the tag itself, I don't put two and two together. Not to mention, you're packaging it in a way that it appears you have to remove the freaking tag. Anyway, and it should not have taken a month, and I had to pay $13. I was like, this is really a problem, and I really think that you should share this feedback with your leadership team, with your CEO, because it was not a good experience. And I didn't at that point feel comfortable recommending the company because it's not like I can talk about how great the shirt is without also feeling like I need to tell my friend, hey, their process is terrible. Let me warn you. Right. And so I shared all that back with Beverly. And I think a big part of it for me was how receptive she was. And I knew she didn't set policy. So I tried to be friendly back as well. But it was a very friendly exchange over a whole month. And she was willing to acknowledge the feedback. She couldn't fix it necessarily. And I hope they do fix it. But it was literally the process of being heard. And that's what I want to impart to you, that I think it's really important that you have a step in your process of working with ongoing clients and clients that you may wrap up with on a project basis to check in with them. And the question that I promised you that I will give you now, that I ask every single time I interview a client is, from your experience, is there anything that I or the business could do better to make your client experience better in the future? I used to be terrified to ask that question, but it is one of the most valuable questions you can ask. I have gotten so many incredible answers over the many years I've been asking it, even though I felt terrified because I do not like, you know, any sort of criticism, even if it's constructive, because I tend to ruminate. But I will tell you, like, it has fostered dialogue. Beverly set the tone. She set a tone and environment where I could give her feedback, right? I could give feedback about the product or the company because it's not personal and you're never going to experience your business from the same vantage point that your clients will. They sit in the blind spot that you will never be in. And having asked this over many years, I've gotten incredible insights about like great client gifts I could give. I have had really tough but valuable conversations with clients where there had been assumptions or things that needed to be smoothed out. And it was so important because there are statistics on this that people are much more likely to talk about a really negative customer experience. It's like more than 2 times likely to share a negative experience compared to a positive customer service experience. And the thing that I always impart to people is an unhappy client is unhappy whether or not you have a conversation with them. So the things that this experience reminded me of was, one, it's not about being perfect. The Nashi process is far from perfect. It's about striving for greatness, being open to the feedback. And I want to encourage you, if you don't already interview your clients, you should. There is a whole episode on this. It's episode 37, why you shouldn't ask for testimonials and what you should ask for instead. I'll put a link in the show notes that goes into this process where I interview my clients. But the other thing is being willing to ask this question about what could we do better and applying the feedback. But really, the best step you can take when you ask the question is to actively listen, to share back with what you heard, to share in a positive way how to meet the moment, how to meet their response. Beverly, I'll give her credit. She didn't fight me on any of this stuff. She just made me feel heard and seen. And I'm at peace with, they may or may not change their process. I think they should. But I came away being able to hop in the pool yesterday and tell my bestie, oh my gosh, you would love a Nashi. Like, here's a link to their website, and not have this baggage around the process. And that's how everybody wins without being perfect. So Just to bring it all together today for you, if you don't already have a process by which you interview your clients and check in with them and make it feel like a space where you want their feedback, where you act open to that and interested and curious about it, those things, though they can feel really vulnerable, are really powerful to turning those, one-time clients into lifelong fans, but also making you and your business better. You can't know what people don't tell you. The stuff I pointed out, I'm hopeful will help them reduce the number of returns, reduce the number of issues. They must be dealing with people all the time that are taking their tags off, right? So that's what I want to take you away from today is you don't already have a process to interview clients, add one. And two, if you don't ask some sort of version of this question, please do, because I really think you'll find that it will build more confidence than it will tear you down with criticism. It will strengthen the relationships you have. It will turn people who are on the fence or even maybe against your business into advocates. And that is what it's all about. I'm so grateful to count so many clients as people who have worked with me on and off for more than a decade, who are so happy to share me with their network. And that isn't because I was perfect or gave perfect client experiences. It was because I built real relationships that cared about their experiences. So I know you're going to carry this in to your next client engagement. If you haven't checked in with your clients, you should use this as an opportunity. And don't forget about that episode 37 that gets more into the client interview process I call Get Better Testimonials. Now, if you love today and you want more of these episodes coming to you automatically and value-based email, every week when I share one of these episodes with you, you can hop on the list to get those for free. It is at greateststorycreative.com/pod links, PODLINKS. Right there is a place to throw in your email, and I will send you an email each week when there is a new episode, something of value to help elevate, strengthen, or simplify your coaching, consulting, or service business. Hey, do you like surprises? The credits are about to roll, but just like a Marvel movie, stick around to the end for something I put in just for you. Thanks for listening to the Establish Yourself podcast. I'm Annie Franceschi, and if you're enjoying the show, it would mean so much to me if you follow it, leave a quick rating, or share it with a friend. And for free branding resources and more ways to work together, head to greateststorycreative.com/podcast. Now here it is, your moment of magic. Hey, stand-up comedy friends. Those of you who've been following around, I'm coming up on a 1 year of taking that first stand-up comedy class and getting into this as a pseudo hobby, maybe more than that, I don't know. But if you are in North Carolina and anywhere near Fayetteville, North Carolina, I am part of another Ladies Laugh Lounge show hosted by Kiki Wins. It's happening at the Cameo Theater in downtown Fayetteville, and that's my hometown. So if you didn't know, I am from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm going to bring my freshest Mi Casita material. I know you're going to want to be there, but please come out. It's not just for women, but bring your lady friends if you'd like. If you are in the area or you want to come in from Raleigh or Durham, we'd love to see you. Hey, if you're in Australia, as I know some of you are, you should definitely hop on a plane and come all the way here for October 16th because I am doing amazing stand-up comedy. So, I mean, I'd be touched, but in any case, I will put the link in the show notes and I would love to see you there for Ladies Laugh Lounge on Friday, October 16th, 2026. If you are curious to see me do stand-up.